This is Mrs. Robertson, and today is Monday, the 23rd of October, and I'm making a recording of my class during third period, and we do have some of Mrs. Betts's guests in here. So we have a nice group of kids, and we're going to go over what we are doing in class today. In problem number 1, we are adding fractions, and we have to find a common denominator. So when you have this problem, between a 5 and a 3, it's going to be a 15. That is your least common multiple. 5 times what is 15? 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. 9 is your numerator. 3 times what is 15? 5. 2 times 5 is 10. 10 is your denominator. Now we're going to add these fractions, but don't forget to put in your whole number. Now, 9/15 plus 10/15 is 19/15. And 6 plus 4 is 10. We have a little situation here because 19/15 is an improper fraction, and we need to change that to a mixed number. So we can combine our whole number with 10. So let's do that now. How many 15s are in a 19? 1. How many's left over? 4. So to get our final answer, you add your whole number 10 plus whole number 1, giving you whole number 11 and 4/15. Now let's go on to the next problem. In problem number 2, you are adding decimals. And when you add decimals and when you subtract decimals, you line your decimal point up. And we need to fill our empty spots with zeros. 0 plus 6 is 6. 0 plus 1 is 1. 4 plus 2 is 6. Don't forget to include your decimal point. 2 plus 5 is 7, and you have your 1. 17 and 616 thousandths. Now we're going to go to the next problem. In this problem, you are going to put a 0 in your empty spots, and we are subtracting. Now when you subtract and there's a 0 over a non-zero number, you have to borrow. So we're going to have to go all the way to the 4. Borrow from the 4, it turns into a 3, that turns into a 10. Borrow from the 10, it turns into a 9, so that can be a 10. And now we can start subtracting. 10 minus 6 is 4. 9 minus 1 is 8. 3 minus 2 is 1. And 12 minus 5 is 7. So you have 7 and 184 thousandths. Any questions? Girls, write this down on your paper. Yeah, let's put the notebook away for now. This is not a time to do that. Now let's go on to problem number 3. I would like for all of you to write down this on your paper. This is the formula for volume. Volume equals length times width times height. And that's the formula for the volume of a rectangular prism. So our volume will be 3 times 2 times 4. And what is our answer? 3 times 2 is 6, and 6 times 4 is 24. Now, it's important that you have your answer correctly labeled for volume. Otherwise, it can mean area. So you're going to have 24 inches cubed. When you have the little 3 behind your unit, that is your clue or the indicator that you are doing volume. Volume is multiplying 3 things together. It's a 3-dimensional shape. So that's why you put a 3 to say that we're doing a 3-dimensional shape. Let's go to problem number 4. In problem number 4, it says circle the two angles that are complementary. You've not had that. You're going to learn about complementary angles after winter break. Complementary equals 90 degrees. So I want you to put 90 degrees under complementary. Write that on your paper. Which two of these, when you add them together, you get 90? Let's see. 34 plus 64 is 98. It's not those two. 56 plus 25, 81. It's not those two, right? 34 plus 56, ooh, that equals 90, doesn't it? Those are the two angles that equal 90 degrees. Circle those two. Why? Because 34 plus 56 equals 90. All right. Now, while some of you are still doing this, there's another word you have to know, and it's called supplementary. Supplementary angles are two angles that equal 180 degrees. Now, you don't have that one on this problem, but you'll learn about that. Those are easy problems to get right on iLearn, kids. These are on iLearn. They're real easy. Supplementary is 180, complementary is 90. Now, if you get them confused, just think. C comes before S, right? And 90 comes before 180. That's just a little trick to help you to remember. Now let's do our last problem, and it's about Anne. It says, Anne reached into her pocket and found 15 pennies. So that's, I'm going to put 0.15 for 15 cents. 9 nickels. How much money is 9 nickels worth? Yes. 45 cents. I've got pennies, nickels, 14 dimes. 14 dimes are 10 cents. 14 times 10 is 140. So that's $1.40. 15 quarters. How much is a quarter worth? 25 cents. So you take 15 times 25 to figure out how much that's going to be worth. Carry the 2, 75. Place value 0, 10, 0, 10. Carry a 1. 375 cents, which would be $3.75 because it's worth 0.25, okay? Now, oh, what did I forget to add in? And she has 3 $1 bills. I got to put a 3 there. 3 $1 bills are $3, right? Now, let's add this together. 5, 10, 15, put down a 5, carry a 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 4 is 6, plus 4 is 10, plus 7 is 17. Carry a 1. 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 3 is 8. How much money? $8.75. And you have all of your points for today. Put a little check mark. Now, before you put your paper away, I want you to put your first name. So if you lose your paper, I can get it back to you. Your last name and your period. Period. This is period 3. Okay? Now put that in a safe place. And I'm going to give you what we're going to do as a group quiz. Everyone, if you do what I ask, should get a really good grade on this because we're going to do these together as a group. Or you can maybe work in groups. Yes. Not yet. We will after, Emma, we'll go after this quiz, okay? That's my plan. We better pause this, and I will put you back on in a moment, class. We're back, and now we're going to go over how to get the answers to this quick check, which is going to count as a quiz. Kids, You're going to see another one like this later in the week before we take the test. Kids, make sure you pay attention so you can get a good grade on the next one. If you can write down everything that I say or fix your paper, you'll get a perfect score today. But on the next one, you have to prove that you know how to do these problems. Number 1. It says, what is the ratio? This is the tricky part. Cats to dogs. You have to put cats, then dogs. So I put a C and a D down just to help me. How many cats are in the picture?
3.
And how many dogs?
4.
That's one way to write it. Another way is writing it as a fraction. Everyone, write that as a fraction. And 3, 2, 4. Now please don't make sounds during a recording unless I call on you. It makes it harder for others to learn when watching a video. Now, I want to give you another situation that you're going to see on your test. It's going to say something like cats to total. Write this on your paper. Cats to total. I should see everyone's pencils moving. So, we're going to write cats. How many cats are there? 3. What are the total number of animals in this situation? Yes, 3 to 7. Okay, now you could write it with 3.7 or 3 over 7. But so that would be cats to total. The reason I'm going over this, there's a question like that on your test. Can everyone figure out total? Yes. Okay, but the answer to question 1 is 3 to 4. Number 2. In number 2, we are comparing girls to boys. So I'm going to use it as a fraction this time, and girls are talked about. It says, what is the ratio of girls to boys? So girls, boys. Let's make a ratio. We're going to write it as a fraction. How many girls are in this situation? Yes.
16.
16 goes with the G, and 20 boys go with the B. Now let's say this is a multiple choice question. What's another name for 16 over 20 if that choice isn't there? Yes.
16 dot.
Okay, you could do 16 dot 20 or 16 to 20. Okay? Now sometimes they'll want you to put it in simplest form. If it asks for simplest form, then you would have 16 over 20 can simplify. 4 divides them both. 16 divided by 4 and 20 divided by 4. It will be 4/5. So if it asks for simplified form, it would be 4/5. But if you had 16 over 20, that should be counted correct unless it says simplified form. Okay? All right. Now we're going to go on to the next group of problems. And here it says, for problems 3 to 5, determine if each pair of ratios or rates are equivalent. Explain your reasoning. All right, so let's find the unit rate first. If the unit rates are the same, they are equivalent. So let's do that. 18 over 2, and we want to get a unit rate. Unit rate means per 1. And the other one that we have is 27 vocabulary words in 3 hours. So 27 over 3. And we want to get that over a 1. Now, how does a 2 turn into a 1? We're making it smaller, so you divide by 2. So 18 divided by 2 will give you the answer here of 9. Okay? 9 over 1 is your unit rate. 9 words per hour. Now let's go to the next one. How does a 3 turn into a 1? It's smaller, so are you going to multiply or divide? Divide. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 27 divided by 3 is 9. Are our unit rates the same? 9 over 1, 9 over 1? Yes, so it's equivalent. And why is it equivalent? Unit rates are the same. So let's write that down. Unit rates are the same. Make sure your partner is doing everything that they're supposed to so you both will get a good grade. Now let's do number 4. In problem number 4, we have $15 for 5 pairs of socks. So I'm going to put dollars on top and socks on bottom. Okay, $15 for 5 pairs of socks. The other place, $25 for 10 pairs of socks. Well, if I want the unit rate, I have to get it over a 1, don't I? All right. 5 divided by 5 equals 1. So 15 divided by 5 gives you what?
3.
So it's $3 for 1 pair of socks. Let's see if we get the same. To make 10 turn into a 1, you divide it by 10. They're coming. 10 divided by 10 is 1. 25 divided by 10, you just move the decimal point over, it's 2.5. Are our unit rates equal? No, so it's not equal. Okay, write the word not. Explain why. Why are they not equal? Unit rates are different. Renner, do you have this written down? Okay. Now let's do the next one. 20 out of 45 students attended the concert. 12 out of 25 students attended the concert. So we're going to put 20 over 45 will equal, and then we have 12 over 25. Well, to get it down to 1 isn't necessarily very friendly in either one of these, is it? So I'm going to teach you another way to check if they're equivalent. When they're not friendly ones, kids, everybody's got to do this because you don't know how to do this one. 20 over 45 and 12 over 25. Write them down, but closer. I'm going to teach you cross products, okay? Because this works every time. You cross 45 times 12 and you get the answer. And 25 times 20, you get the answer. If your cross products are the same, they're equivalent. If they are not the same, then they are not equivalent. So, 45 times 12. Everyone's pencils should be moving. I shouldn't hear any tapping. Someone's doing some tapping. 2 times 5 is 10. Carry a 1. You should be writing this down. 2 times 4 is 8. Plus 1 is 9. Put a place value 0. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 4 is 4. Add them together. You get 540. So 45 times 12 is 540. Now let's see what we get when we take 20 times 25. 25 times 20. You get 500. Are the cross products the same? No. So it's not equivalent. And why? Cross products different. Cross products are different. Now, if they were the same, it would be equivalent. Your book doesn't teach you that way, but if you are stuck on the iLearn test to figure it out, that way works. Let's do the hamburger problem. Hamburgers sell for 3 pounds for $6. If Samantha buys 10 pounds of hamburgers, how much will she pay? I like to put dollars on top and hamburgers on the bottom, or we'll call it pounds. Okay, so you have $6 for 3 pounds. Now I've got to go to 10 pounds. Okay, 10. Well, we need to do a unit rate here, don't we? Can I get it over a 1? Sort of like scaling down. Let's find out the unit rate for 1. 3 can turn into a 1 by dividing by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So what's 6 divided by 3? 2. Now you can scale up. How does a 1 turn into a 10? Multiply by 10. 2 times 10 is what? 20. So on this problem, it's going to be $20 for 10 pounds of hamburger. $20. It's $2 a pound. You're buying 10 pounds, so you get $20. Any questions on that? Okay, now let's go to the back side of this. Does everyone have all your points so far? Good. Let's go to the back side. Eli is making guacamole. We're going to do like one of those little charts on this one. He uses 2 tablespoons of cilantro for 3 avocados. So I'm going to draw my box. Okay, I have cilantro, C-I-L, and avocados. Now, 2 tablespoons of cilantro for 3 avocados. Okay? At this rate, how many tablespoons will he need for 9? Does 9 go with avocados or does 9 go with cilantro? What does the 9 go with, Renner? Does the 9 go with cilantro or avocados? Yes, so we're going to put the 9 on the bottom. Now, it's friendly. Can 3 turn into a 9? Yes, it can. How does a 3 turn into a 9? Times 3. So, to find our mystery number, what's 2 times 3? So the answer is 6 tablespoons. Capital T represents tablespoons. All right? Any questions on that? These are pretty easy. Now let's go to number 10. Okay. In number 10, it says the ratio of blue marbles to white marbles is 4 to 5. So I'm going to have 4 over 5. At this rate, how many blue marbles are there if there are 15 white? Well, I got to label it. Okay, the ratio of blue marbles to white. Blue is 4, so I got to put blue up here, and the white ones are on the bottom. Okay, 5. How many blue marbles are there if there are 15 white marbles? Does the 15 go on the top or does 15 go on the bottom? White marbles are on the bottom. Now this one is friendly. How does a 5 turn into a 15? Times 3. So then you're going to take 4 times 3, and what's your answer? 12/15. Now I want you to draw a box here, and I'm going to talk to you about another type of problem that's on the test, okay? This is just a question on the test. It's comparing, like, let's say white marbles to total marbles, okay? So let's say we want to compare white marbles to total. And we're just going to use this ratio here, okay? How would I set that up? What's the ratio for white marbles to total? What number's going to go on top? White. And total on the bottom. So what's the ratio going to look like? How many white marbles are there that I circled? How many white marbles? The marbles is 4 to 5. 4 is blue, 5 is white. So 5 is going to go with the white. What's our total number of marbles? In this group right here. No. 9. So it's going to be 5 over 9. Okay? If they wanted you to write a ratio of white marbles to total, you would write it like that. Okay? Any questions? Always read things carefully. We're not going to do anything else there. I just want you to practice reading to total. Now we're going to go to our little ratio diagrams and look at question number 11. In question number 11, it says, Nyoko is having a pizza party. If 2 large pizzas serve 9 people, how many pizzas should she serve in order to serve 27 at the party? How does a 9 turn into a 27? You multiply by 3. What's 2 times 3? 6. You would need 6 pizzas. Now let's go on to the number 12. Here, 5 cannot turn into a 2. So let's make our box bigger, and we're going to get the unit rate. I'm going to divide 5 and 40 by 1. 5 divided by 5, or excuse me, divided by 5 to get the unit of 1 is 1. 1 CD is going to cost 40 divided by 5 is 8. Now it's easy. If 1 CD costs $8, how much do 2 CDs cost? 16. 1 times 2 is 2. 8 times 2 is 16. So 2 CDs cost $16. Now, what are you going to do next? For homework, and we're going to try to get some of this done in class, you're going to do this worksheet. We are going to do this side in class, and then you'll be doing this side as homework. So let's go over as many as we can in class.
Can I pass it out?
We're back, and now I am doing this recording. I'm finishing the recording with my 4th period class and a few of Mrs. Betts' kids. Say hi. Hi. All right. Thank you, class. Now, make sure you have this side. It's the side with 6 boxes. We're going to quickly and accurately do these problems. And then your homework tonight will be to do the back side. So this is your homework on the back side. So let's quickly go over how to do the front side. Here we go. On the paper, we are going to start off with this table here. Cups of flour, 1 cup of flour for 30 cookies. That's the table. Let's go to question number 1. We're going to need this table for number 1. In table 1, how many cookies could you make with 4 cups of flour? Does the 4 go on top or does the 4 go on bottom, class? On top with flour. So put the 4 up there. Now we have our mystery number. All right. How does a 1, we've got these to match. How does a 1 turn into a 4? Is that a friendly operation, Ava? We times it by 4. So you take 30 times 4, and that gives you the answer. 30 times 4 is 120. So how many cookies can you make with 4 cups of flour? 120. Okay, now let's go to problem number 2. Now, how many cups of flour would you need to make 90 cookies? All right, so will 90 go on top with flour or on bottom with cookies? Does 90 go with cookies or flour? So, okay, I'm going to just put 9. I'm going to skip a spot just to give me some working space. Now, we need to figure out how much flour for 90 cookies. All right. Ooh, can 30 turn into a 90? Yes, that's going to be friendly. So I'm going to take 30 times what is 90? 30 times 3 is 90. So I take the 1 times 3 and I get 3. So how many cups of flour for 90 cookies? 3 cups. Now let's go on to number 3. In question number 3, it says, in table 2, at this rate, how many books can you buy for $5? So let's look at table 2. And in table 2, they want to know how many books you can buy with $5. Will 5 go on top or will 5 go on bottom? With dollars. I'm just going to put it here. And this is my mystery number. I could have put it on the other side too, but I, for some reason, did it this side. How, now I have a 10. How does a 10 turn into a 5? Divide it by 2. So what is 6 divided by 2? And the answer is 3/5. So, how many can you buy for $3? You can buy 3 books. Now let's go to number 4. We're going to be using that chart again. In table 2, at this rate, how much would it cost to buy 9 books? So, does 9 go on top or will 9 go on bottom? Does it go with books or dollars? Books. Okay, I'll do it in green. I don't have anything in green. Now, can a 6 turn into a 9 easily? No. Can a 3 turn into a 9? How does a 3 turn into a 9? Times 3. So then I'm going to take 5 times 3 to get my mystery number of 15. And that makes sense. 9 books will be $15. Any questions? Everyone has that. Okay. Now let's go to the bottom one, and we're going to have to draw some little ratio tables for 5 and 6. Here we go. Patrick buys 12 bunches of bananas for $9 for the after-school program. Use a ratio table to determine how much Patrick will pay for 8 bunches of bananas. So everyone, let's draw a table. A ratio table, and I have bananas and dollars. Okay, 12 bunches of bananas are $9. Okay, now I've got to try to change it to 8 bunches of bananas. So does 8 go with bananas or does 8 go with dollars? 8 bananas. I'm going to skip a box and put the 8 here. Now I have my mystery box. Can 8 turn into a 12? Not very friendly, is it? So I'm going to scale it down so maybe I can find something easier. Is there something that will divide a 12 and 9 to make this easier? 3. 3 divides 12 4 times. And 3 will divide 9 3 times. Oh, can a 4 turn into an 8? What do? 4 times 2 is 8. So to get the answer, you're going to take 3 times 2, which is 6. Nice job, kids. Now let's do the one on hiking. It says, Lashana notes that she hikes 12 kilometers every 4 hours. If she continues at this rate, use a ratio table to determine about how many kilometers she could hike in 6 hours. So I'm going to do kilometers and hours. And she can do 12 kilometers in 4 hours. They want to figure out in 6 hours. Now I'm going to save an empty spot and put my 6 here. Because will 4 turn into a 6 easily? No. So we're going to try to make it friendly. We're going to scale down and then scale up. What will divide a 12 and a 4? 4 or 2, either one would work. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 4 divided by 4 is 1. Now, can a 1 turn into a 6? Times 6. So, what is 3 times 6? She can do 18 kilometers in 6 hours. Does everyone have that? Yes.
So when I put my middle 2 columns, I had 6 on top and 2 on bottom.
That's okay. You'll still get the same answers. All right. As long as your labels are consistent, that is fine. Good question. Okay. Let's go to the other side. This is your homework. Now I want to give you just a couple hints on the homework side. Here, this one's pretty easy. How many cups of sliced apples are needed for 4 apple pies? How does a 1 turn into a 4? And you do the same thing for that. They both will multiply by 4, won't you?
Yeah.
Okay. In this problem, you have to go backwards. Because you have both of these, you have a 40 and a 64. Will a 40 turn into a 10? Divide it by 4. And just divide 64 divided by 4. And that will give you your answer on that one. You don't have to fill all the empty spots, okay? In this one, you have to scale down. You have to scale down, and then it'll be a friendly one. What will divide a 12 and a 28, kids? What will divide a 12 and a 28? 4. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 28 divided by 4 is 7. Now you're going to scale up, and when you do that, you go, oh, 3 times what is 18? And 7 times 6 will give you your answer. Okay? Now, I'm not giving you any more hints. This is your homework. The next thing I'm going to give to you will be the little practice sheet for the quiz here. So, we are wrapping it up. I hope you have a good day. And 4th period, say goodbye. Bye. Good day.